Hello, dear friends. Welcome to this program, Our Moments with God, our moments with the Word of God, our moments with the love, mercy, and compassion of God, our moments with the holy ones of God, as we know that the church celebrates every day the feast of a saint, those who proved their holiness before God and before people and before the church and recognized as holy people, as saints, and not to forget to turn our attention to ourselves, who ourselves are also trying to be on a spiritual journey. I imagine that, or at least I'm trying to encourage myself and others to be on a spiritual journey, as well as be a co-missionary with me by sharing the videos with others. Thank you. Today I am standing here in the cemetery, another kind of cemetery. As you can see, these are all beautiful graves, beautiful stones as headstones. But, I am just imagining, supposing I came to visit the graveyard or a grave, and suddenly a grave would open up, or these stones were rolled out from the grave that I am not used to. What would be my reaction? How would I react? Or how would you react? Today, the church celebrates the feast of Saint Mary Magdalene. Saint Mary Magdalene is famous for being always with Jesus, following Jesus. She was there during his journeys, mission journeys. She was there during the time when he carried his cross. She was there also with Salome and Mary von Clopas and Mother Mary at the foot of the cross and Saint John. And she was the first one to reach the grave where Jesus was buried. And to her big surprise, she was the first one to arrive there, and she found that the stone on the grave was rolled. She only saw that. She didn't see anything else, and she was so disturbed that she ran to the apostles and said that they have rolled the stone away and they have taken my Lord, and I do not know where they have kept him. And then the gospel says that she then went and stayed there at the grave, and then peeped into the grave and found those two angels, one sitting on the where Jesus' head was and the other at the feet, etc. And the angels talked to her and say, why are you crying, woman? And she said, they have taken my Lord away, and I do not know where they have kept him. And then she turns around and sees a man who she thinks he's the gardener, and asks him, if you, sir, have taken my Lord away, please tell me and I will take him. She is the first one, Mary Magdalene, who reaches the grave because she is so desperate for her Lord, for Jesus, that she was not only there at all his journeys and during the crucifixion, but she is the first one to reach the cemetery, if you like, or that grave where Jesus was buried, to look for him. And surprise of surprise, she is met by none other than the risen Lord himself. What a privilege, what a blessing, what a great honor to be greeted by Jesus. He calls her by name. When she thinks that he is the gardener and asks him, he calls her Mary. And then she recognizes him and says, Rabboni, that means master. And she is such an important character of the gospel because she is the first missionary, she is the first apostle whom Jesus appears. This is a great mystery. Why, although Jesus had chosen Peter as the one to whom he gave the keys to the kingdom of heaven and had 12 apostles, Mary is the one who he decides to appear first, giving a mighty importance to this woman and thereby to all the women who are there, be there our mothers, be there our sisters, be there our daughters, or all those sisters who are working in the church, or many women, lay women who are working in the church, Jesus gives them importance by revealing himself to them in a very special way, as he revealed in a very special way to Mary Magdalene. Then she runs to the apostles. I don't want to make the sermon very long, but in 2016, Pope Francis, having recognized this very special role of Mary Magdalene, and borrowing the phrase from St. Thomas Aquinas, who had once called Mary Magdalene apostle to the apostles, Pope Francis called her apostle of the apostles. Taken from St. Thomas Aquinas, who said apostle to the apostles, he said apostle of the apostles. Means she is the first apostle who is commissioned to go to the apostles and tell them about the good news. So she is the most important person as far as the resurrection of Jesus is concerned. And she is responsible for then evangelization. And that's why Pope Francis elevated her day on 22nd of July from a memorial day to a feast day. So now this is an important feast in the liturgy as well as with Gloria, etc. But what Mary Magdalene reminds us, that we can all be surprised by Jesus as he surprised her. We can be surprised if we have so desperate seeking after the Lord, that we search for him, that we go after him even to the grave, even to the place where he might be hiding or he might be waiting for us, and he will offer us that wonderful message of being evangelizer. And I'm inviting you to be evangelizers with me, co-proclaimers of the Word of God. And if you like, you may please share the videos with others and ask your friends to subscribe. And also please write your comments below in the box. Thank you.